If Love and Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof of my life, better more than no proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever. You never know what is a star like under the city, the driver's side flag. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch it on YouTube and view it for free. Hey, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Nah, morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Right here on the FM dial. 104.3 FM. WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
I appreciate the fact that you greeted me this morning with a continuation of my lifelong offer against technology.
I just wanted to get you prepared for Thursday. That's all. You know, we're doing some remodeling here in the studio. You got a brand new computer, and so I just want you to be prepared tomorrow when you walk in here. Maybe cut the hobnobbing in the morning, and give yourself just give yourself. I'm just telling you, give yourself a graceful 15 minutes to be able to log into stuff. That's all. That's it. Just want to prepare you, because if I didn't tell you, and then I would have looked over and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, you have a new computer." The look I would have gotten if I would have known why you were having to do it would have been, it would have been very fierce. And so I just wanted to do my part to let you know, so I don't hear about it tomorrow being like, you knew about this.
See, I looked at that totally different. I'm like, you're preparing the bit.
I'm not preparing a bit. I'm trying to avoid the bit. If anything, I'm trying to stay away from the bit. This is not about a bit.
Hold on. To all the people who listen out there, please inform the new people who are now listening to us on 104.3. Please explain to Tobin. He's all about the bit.
I'm not all about the bit.
Oh my goodness.
Are you serious? My friendships, and I was trying to help you out. Okay. I'm definitely not here. I didn't go to engineering and be like, hey, we got to keep throwing landmines into Leroy. I don't need to have them do that. You'll do it yourself.
I'm going to say this. How did Joe do this morning?
He's fine, but Joe's on my computer. My computer's been updated, so he's fine. So it's really like, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to prepare you. That's all. That's all about it.
I got
no
you.
Problems.
I got you.
Let's get to our headline.
I don't believe you, but
I am. I'm not here for chicanery. Well, that I'm here for. Right. But I was just trying to give you a little heads up. I'm like, hey, you're gonna have to log into like 9 things tomorrow when you get here. That's all.
All right.
Bring your passport. Bring your blood type. Bring everything you need to get into these machines. Scan your retina.
Oh, God.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral VW just broke the rules of gravity. Prices are falling so fast, we're checking for a crater. Volkswagen's priced like they've lost their minds. Doral VW, buckle up. No one sells for less. No one. Marlins. Oof.
Hey, you know what's crazy? That I'm watching Sports Center, and they're talking about all these teams that are coming back. So-and-so's now tied with, I think, the Dodgers. Seattle's now tied with somebody, and they were like 8-10 games down in the beginning of July. And I'm like, did the Marlins peak too soon?
Hard to say.
You get what you get, though. Like, when you haven't been winning consistently, there is no peaking. So I'm like, maybe they're, a little bit worn down a little bit. I don't know. But they just don't look like the same team we saw the past month.
That's definitely true. I mean, look, the competition, they've stepped up in weight class a little bit. You know, they did have success against the Brewers and the Yankees, who are, you know, definitely going through hard times right now. But yeah, man, I mean, like, look, the Astros comes in there, they deal with them. The Braves, that was the disappointing one because the Braves aren't good this year. They stink. The Guardians yesterday, look, Jose Ramirez is really good. He hits 2 tater tots against them, and it's just coming in the most demoralizing fashion because you tied things up. You were down 3-0. You come back, you tie it 3-3, and Ramirez is like, hold my beer. Boom, went deep again. And poor Calvin Fauché, for shame. I don't know.
Yeah.
So they'll try and bounce back tonight. But yeah, it's been tough sledding. They have not been playing the same baseball in August that they had their best July, I believe, ever.
Right.
And now they're in the midst of a 4-game losing streak. They've lost, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2. They've lost 7 of their last 9 since they swept the Yankees. So
and I know every team goes through this, but it just, like, we went through it early, so now is not the time to revisit.
Not the time. Yeah,
to revisit those struggles.
Well, I'll tell you the other thing that's disappointing about it is, I mean, the Mets have been awful, and so you did have a chance to really make some movements in the standings.
Right. You didn't even have all you had to be was 500, and
right.
You make an incredible move on the Mets.
And that did not happen. So the Marlins got Yuri on the hill tonight. Hopefully he can get things right for the Fish. He was mostly good, and then he gave up a big bomb in his last outing. The Mets did win yesterday, 13-5. OG Polar Bear Pete Alonso became the all-time Mets home run leader, which I found it was surprisingly low. I thought that they would have somebody a little bit.
Yeah, because they've been around so long, they'd have somebody in the 400.
Yeah, they've never had a 300 home run guy.
Nope.
Like,
who was it? 250 something.
253. Right. I was like, that's surprising. Like, you know, we always talk about the Marlins history being a little bit weird, but the Mets, like, remember the Mets
they've been around longer. That's weird.
Yeah, the Mets have, like, they went forever without a no-hitter, and the Marlins had like 6 no-hitters to the Mets none until they blew out Johan Santana's arm. And then
he threw 180 pitches.
Yeah, he was done after that. You completely ruined him. Completely ruined one of the greatest changeups in baseball history. But Pete Alonso, he finally set a mark that was held by Darryl Strawberry in 1988.
Yeah.
And just to, like, give you guys, like, the Marlins obviously don't have a very impressive home run list either, but Giancarlo Stanton in his time with the Marlins had 267.
So even if it's time here, he would have led the Mets.
He would have led the Mets.
Yeah.
He would have led the Mets.
That is weird.
That's a weird one, but the Mets did win yesterday, unfortunately. The Miami Dolphins, they have joint practice today against the Detroit Lions.
You know what that is?
What's that?
This is one of those practices where you're going out to the field and you're saying, mouthpieces and chin straps are not optional.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know what you're getting into. And to the coaches, you basically want to see who's going to respond. Who's going to, return the aggression.
I just saw Dave South's comment that says technology's hitting the mitts, getting a good lather going right now. This technology jumping rope in front of a mirror.
1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Can't stop the chant. Can't stop the chant. The Dolphins certainly. We got to get to this. We'll take a break, but like the Lions, like, backup linebacker is talking trash about the Miami Dolphins, and at some point the Dolphins just need to, like, put a stop on this, because not everyone can take shots. There has to be
but here's the deal. Until proven otherwise, a lot of teams will feel that they can say these things until you prove otherwise. So until you go in there and manhandle him to get him to shut up. And then the rest of the guys look and say, oh, they ain't playing today.
Yep.
Right. But until that, they're going to look at your offense. They're going to look at all your little receivers and all your speed and go, oh, we don't need pads. We need track shoes.
We'll take a break. More to come here on Tobin and Leroy. We're back after this.
Sports lives.
No, I think this team over
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 104.3 FM, WQAM. Hey, our guy, Yuli the Monster Diaz, is going to stop by later this hour, Leroy.
All right.
He's going to be fighting on Dirty Boxing 3, which is coming up on August 29th at the Hangar in Miami. This card is loaded, dude. This is probably the best card they put together. He is on the main card. They got Hector Lombard, former UFC fighter, former Bellator champion, one of the most vicious knockout artists of all time. Jairzinho Rosenstrike is fighting this crazy guy, the Wolf, who's not, been killing it. He's fought on every Dirty Boxing card, and he really likes beating former UFC guys, and he's had a lot of success with it. Now he's stepping up big time for the first title fight that they've had in Dirty Boxing. So we'll talk to Yuli, see what he's got going on, what he's cooking up. This man is he doesn't seem to ever want to stop fighting. I feel like I thought like we talked to him fights back. I was like, weren't you done? This guy never gets he's never done. He always feels like he's like, oh, there's a new sport, and then he's got to go try that out. This guy's literally
there's certain guys who are lifelong professional fighters, and it becomes I just like the action.
Yep.
Right. Like you'll see some guys who have fought in the highest divisions in number of sports, and they go, you know what? I got the itch. What's going on?
And he's taking on Phil Hawes, who is a longtime UFC veteran, who he got, I believe, disqualified in his last Dirty Boxing fight for eye pokes. Though some people were debating, did he really eye poke? Did the guy want out? Then the guy had a big freak out on the mic that he beat. So we'll talk to Yuli about that coming on up and see what he's got to say about that. Meanwhile, the Miami Dolphins, they could use a little Yuli Diaz in them, a little street fight in them as they're getting ready for the Detroit Lions joint practice today. And this was from Detroit Sports Pod. They spoke to linebacker Grant Stewart, who is listed as a backup linebacker on their depth chart. But he's
special teams guy.
Intangibles.
I told you about the special teams guys.
He is out here and he is saying that that the Dolphins, they ain't ready. This was what he had to say.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I don't know if they ready, man. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Just because I've played at other places and played against that team last year, and I've joined practice against that team twice when I was in Tampa, and I don't know if they practice how we practice. So I'm excited to see our guys for sure, and I'm excited to get out there, do something against somebody else where they don't know every in and out of what we're doing and stuff. Exactly. So that'll be cool, man. It'll be dope.
First of all, those comments would have literally been made about any team.
Any team coming into Detroit,
correct.
You think?
Correct.
But
because he kind of well, and hold on, before you get all, let me finish. But when you have been known as not being a very physical team,
yep,
those comments hit differently.
More sensitive about it.
Right. If they had been practicing against Philly and they go, I don't know if Philly practices like we do. Right. So it'll be interesting to see if, like it just has a different feel or a different meaning when your team has had the definition of soft follow them for the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Like it's I almost find this a little exhausting for the Dolphins because while I agree that it's definitely been an issue, I am of the opinion that I don't think any of this practice stuff is going to really matter in the scheme of things because I do feel like it's ultimately going to be proven in the regular season. We're never going to remember back to what was done against Detroit.
We're not, but they are. We're not, but what the coaches see is going to determine how they approach this in the future and later on in the season. You see what I mean? If they go against Detroit and get pushed around, then these coaches are going to go in the office and say, what are we going to do? because we put them in a bunch of situations to be tougher, and they haven't responded. Talk about short yardage, goal line, practicing against physical teams, doing physical drills, and they just not that. So I don't know how it's going to play out. You need to have a couple of dogs in your locker room in any sport. Everybody knows that when you have those couple of guys on the team that are just a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? That those guys can take the stand that needs to be taken and people to stop talking like this. However, in fairness to whoever the hell this backup linebacker is,
Grant Stewart,
I do believe,
who was Mr. Irrelevant, by the way.
I do believe it has the feeling of whoever was coming in would have gotten the same comments. So I'm not going to but it does carry some weight when you've been, following this team for the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's an
he might have accidentally hit a nerve. That's all I'm saying.
We should have an expert on about having that dog in you, and I think that this man right here could teach us a thing or two about that, because he's the monster. So let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com. Yuli the Monster Diaz is going to be fighting Dirty Boxing Championship, Dirty Boxing 3. What's going on, Yuli? How are you?
Brandon, Leroy, how you guys doing, man? Thank you again for the opportunity.
Good. So can I ask you this real quick? Because we talking about guys being tough and guys being physical. In your sport, we assume that everybody is tough, but sometimes their fighting style would not indicate they really want to mix it up. When you go into fights like that, if you were to say to somebody, like, he doesn't fight a real aggressive style, would he take that as being he's soft or not tough, or just his style doesn't promote that?
No, I just think maybe his style doesn't promote that. Not everybody has that aggressive style of fighting. That is my style. My style is very aggressive. I'm in your face. I call it Mexican style because, it's toe-to-toe. I try to close the distance as much as possible. But a lot of people have different fight styles. So some people's styles might come off as not aggressive, and, and like I would say, like Gervonta, he's a great boxer, but he stays on his toes. He's kind of what they call on his bicycle, kind of staying away, looking like he don't want to fight until it's time to.
Right.
Would you ever remember a situation of like being in the gym and like you're taking on a guy who's like all that, style, and he's got a big reputation, but like they want, somebody like you who obviously you've literally been in every combat sport there is and you're cut from a different cloth. Like, can you tell early on in a training session, like, oh, I know how I can push this person around mentally?
Well, yeah. So with my style, I've noticed throughout the years, when I keep this pressure up, when you start getting to the second, third, fourth, fifth round, you start kind of wearing people down, and you see, a lot of times you can see the nerves or the worry coming into people's faces because, you're constant. I call it zombie mode too. You're a zombie. You're getting hit. You might be getting hit, but it gets to the point where they can't throw as many punches anymore. They're seeing that their punches ain't really affecting you like they thought they would, and you're still coming after them and still coming after them and still, still throwing punches at them.
So you're gonna be fighting coming up August 29th, Dirty Boxing again. The last time you did, somebody tried to cheat and you had to deal with that. Like, what was that experience like? Because you've done every combat sports there is, and now you go into this new sport, and like you feel like the only thing is, all right, there's no takedowns, and like boom, immediately this guy tries to take you down, and you have to get right up and knock his ass out. What was that whole experience like of your first time in Dirty Boxing, and then how excited are you for this next one?
Man, Dirty Boxing is amazing. You guys, I see you there every time. You're commentating. The venue's amazing. The people that have come to the show is amazing. It's a star-studded show. It's a great show. I love the rule set. It's a little little dirtier, no pun intended, than regular boxing where you can throw the elbows, you can ground and pound as people are standing up. But yeah, my last opponent, he actually said in the walkout, I guess they have like a video, and they had told me that he said, "Oh, I have a surprise for everybody." I guess that was the surprise, was to take me down immediately. But I got up, I handled business, and I punished him.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, because we were literally talking about it, even with the refs that first day, Yuli, of like, hey, what are the, like, we're trying to go over the rules and, what are they going to call and what are they not going to call? And I remember just thinking to myself, you could do a lot. You can't do that. And
Right.
so I imagine that has to like take you immediately. Like, do you remember what went through your mind immediately, like as that was all going down?
Well, the first thing that went through my mind was, this is a good takedown, because I was in the air. I was like, oh, man, this is a good takedown. It was a weird moment because we kind of like, so we started, we kind of like squared up to like box, and he kind of like just rushed for my legs. And when we fell, and I scrambled up to try to start, because I thought it was like time to ground and pound. So again, it was my first fight. It was his as well. I knew that was a little too far off the rules, but I wasn't sure. So once I hit the ground, I popped up, and I was just ready to attack again. But yeah, it was a great takedown. I look at the video, I see myself in the sky. I'm like, damn, this guy swept me off my feet.
It was wild. Well, how much do you have to remind yourself? Because
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, we lost. Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah, you sound good.
I can't hear you.
Oh man, can we? Maybe we'll get Yuli to come back in. I don't know what happened there. That's a wild thing. It seemed like we were rolling along there, baby.
Yep.
We'll see if we can give us. You got us now?
Hello.
No? Let's see if we can get. I'll text him. I'll say if we can get him to go in and go out and reconnect on that, because that's a little weird.
Yeah.
It was flowing away. It was flowing pretty good. Now you can hear us, Yuli? Everything good? All right, he's giving us the thumbs up. What's up, man? I'm saying, like, you've fought in so many different, like, MMA, bare knuckle, jiu-jitsu, all of it. Do you ever have to, like, remind yourself, like, going into those things, or you of what you're actually doing because of how many different things you've been a part of?
And no, you know what? I've never had a problem with that, just because whenever I have whatever combat sport fight coming up, I train just for that, and I'm so in that mode that I know what I have to do. I never, I would never tackle somebody in a boxing match.
Right.
But yeah, no, I just I train for what I'm fighting for, and it's when it comes up to fight day, I'm very focused.
So you're on a card. You're taking on Phil Hawes, which that's a hell of a matchup between you guys. We talk about guys with a ton of UFC experience. What do you do as far as prepping for him?
I don't do anything different when I prep for anybody. I just train my ass off and get my cardio up. And shout out to Phil, man. He's a UFC vet. He's got a ton of experience with a lot of good people. And I'm coming to show what I got that night. I think it's a great opportunity for me, and I know I'm going to come out with my hand raised. I think when it comes to the boxing in the hands, I think I got a better skill set than he does.
Do you like opportunities like this? Because it's a little bit of like what's going on in the main event with the Wolf. Like, that's kind of been his thing. He loves taking on the former UFC guys. You've taken on Thiago Alves before. Like, you've been in experiences like this, but does it feel like a cool opportunity to take on somebody who's been on a stage like that before?
Absolutely. It definitely feels like a great opportunity. It's something great to add to the resume. And again, once the career's over and you look back, you fought some big names. You took the good fights.
Did you, like, we talked to you, I feel like I don't know, it was a couple months ago. It was probably like about a year ago, and you were thinking about being done. Like, it was your final fight. Why are you still doing it, man? Like, I mean, what keeps you going to want to do it? I know, like, hey, if it's a Miami fight, it's not a Miami fight without Yuli Diaz. So I'm sure there's a big call in there, but do you have it in your mind how many more of these you want to do?
Because I love it and I train every day. When it comes to bare knuckle, I retired from bare knuckle because now I work with the company. Shout out to BKB. They gave me a great opportunity with the company. I'm doing commentary. I'm doing a podcast for them. Doing a bunch of stuff behind the scenes with them. So it's a great opportunity I had. So I retired from bare knuckle, took a job with them, but they allowed me to do anything outside of it that's not bare knuckle. So we did speak back in March because I fought Dirty Boxing 1, which was back in March. And that was another great opportunity. It was a fight in Miami. And, I wanted to be part of DBX1, be, one of the pioneers that set this thing off. So it was, again, great opportunity that I had to take. And I never stopped training, man.
No, I mean,
It
well, you
looks
don't
that
look
way.
yeah, it looks that way. It looks like you never stopped training, dude. Like, is it still a rush to see, have your kids watch you, or to have your people get to see you in a Miami fight?
For me, it is, man. For me, it's a great rush. If you ask my wife, she wants me to stop taking fights. But no, it's definitely a fight definitely amazing to fight here. It's in my backyard, man. Coconut Grove. I grew up, all around that area. I used to even hang out where the hangar is before the hangar was even built. So, it's a great thing. I know all the people are coming out, and especially for this fight. I'm fighting another big name. They're gonna want to see this show, and it's gonna be explosive, man.
Well, do you ever feel that way with Mrs. Monster? Like, she was a professional wrestler. Like that, is that as great with the flying off of the turnbuckles and all that nonsense?
You know what's funny? I do, man. When she has, because she's still wrestling. She's with TNA now. She just did a show with NXT as well. And when they do those hard matches with like chairs and doors and tacks and and beating each other with sticks, I'm like, damn, babe, gotta let this go.
How crazy that is, Leroy, to make to make Yuli a situation be like,
I know. Wait, he's like, oh, come on. Like, you know what? I think no matter if you do anything physical and you know what your body goes through and you have a loved one going through it, like you think differently, right?
Absolutely.
It's like me watching a kid play football.
Right.
Like people is like, oh, it's fun, it's fun. No, like it's still contact.
Right.
And that's how you kind of look at it. Like, this is contact. And I just want you to be safe.
Right. Right. And that's exactly what it is, man. When you got love for somebody, it's hard to watch them get hurt.
Before we get you out of here, Hector Lombard is going to be on this card. Hector's also, been training down here forever, come up and was a Bellator legend, a Bellator champion, and, did his thing in the UFC. What does it mean to fight on a card with Hector, and what that's going to bring to the table for this one?
Hector's like one of my brothers, man. I used to train with Hector all the time. He was a sparring partner of mine. He was a training partner of mine. We actually just fought together about a week or two ago on the pillow fights in Orlando. We were on that same card, which was super cool. Shout out to PFC, man. They gave me a great opportunity. We're on ESPN2. Out of all the things I've done, that's what comes out on ESPN2 is me pillow fighting. But yeah, no, it's a great opportunity to have. It's amazing to have Hector on this card. You know what I mean? He's truly a legend. So I'm excited for that. Yesterday I was with Yoel Romero. I did his podcast, and I was telling him, he's a great friend of mine too. He's like a brother to me. He's like family. So it was amazing to fight with him on the first DBX. He was the main event. I got to be the feature fight, and I'm gonna feature fight on this one as well. So it's awesome, man.
No, it's a monster sack card. Yuli Diaz is gonna be fighting Phil Hawes. You got Hector Lombard making his DBX debut. Jairzinho Rosenstrike in the first title fight against the Wolf Rob Perez. This is going to be an awesome one, man. Can't wait for it. August 29th at the Hangar in Miami. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, man.
All righty.
There you go. Yuli the Monster Diaz. We'll take a break. Back with more after this on FM 104.3 WQM. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 104.3 FM, WQAM. Want to let you guys know, Adam Sandler is coming to the Kasparas Center on September 7th. We got your chance to win some tickets. Just text the word happy to 20357. That's happy to 20357.
It's not Christmas, so he ain't getting the Hanukkah song.
What?
That's a fan favorite.
I don't know. You think? I don't know. Yeah.
He only does it during Christmas.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, for more information, go to WQAM.com. It's a text contest. Message and data rates may apply. Don't text and drive. Tickets are also available for purchase at KasayaCenter.com. James Cook, that drama is over with the Buffalo Bills. He is signed with the Buffalo Bills, which everybody was kind of led into because he practiced yesterday. So it seemed very much like he was going to get that deal done. 4 years, 48, 30 million guaranteed.
Relative to what everybody else in the league is making, that's nothing.
You're not kidding, especially for running backs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
wide receivers making 30 a year. Linemen are just getting paid ridiculous amounts now. Whew. I mean, think about this. He gets paid about the equivalent to a top tier tight end.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, remember when and then people smelt that tight end thing coming away, right? Remember when Jimmy Graham tried to be a wide receiver? Remember that? He was trying to argue. He's like, but I'm not. I'm a wide receiver. I have more out wide than the wide receivers. They're like, nice try.
But you got to do that because my whole thing when I was negotiating my contract, they wanted to pay me as a fullback. I'm like, but I'm the primary, carrier on the team. Who cares what the position is?
Like, you know what it is. It's like they're trying to do a contract negotiation do-si-do here, dude. Mike McDaniel, he has said that the Dolphins are going to have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle in joint practice today. That's good news. No Jalen Phillips, though. He's still resting up from when he got leg whipped. So no Jalen Phillips for the Dolphins.
Didn't they say that was a couple of days?
He said it was a couple of days, yeah.
It's been, what, a week?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I feel like it happened.
I think when
like I think it happened last weekend. So
right.
Not the weekend of the game, but the weekend before that. So it's technically been over a week now.
Yeah. But I would say this. I think when guys return from injury like that and then they get banged up, you don't want to risk them putting undue pressure on anything to try to play. So you maybe give him a little extra time to make sure he's 100% so he don't put any pressure on another part of his body, especially the part of his body that was injured.
Well, McDaniel, he said on Grant Stewart's comments where he said, I don't think the Dolphins are ready. He said, Mike McDaniel, quote, it literally doesn't affect me whatsoever. Very intentional to bring this organization to Detroit based on the football that they like to play.
Yeah. So. He responded well to that, I would say. But I would say before the bully pushes you around, he talks trash to you.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's going to be a scuffle today, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. You hope so. You don't hope for it for any other reason other than this. You want your guys who have been deemed not physical to show that, hey, whatever's required. And here's the kicker. What is reported out of Detroit and how the Dolphins practice against Detroit, all the teams that are playing against them are going to be thinking the same thing. So if you don't squash it now, then every team going to come into either Hard Rock or you going to go into their building and they going to start talking like him.
Handsome Daffy says, we better not lose that scuffle. It all comes down to scuffles, no longer football.
It's not a matter of whether you win or lose the scuffle. It's the fact that you're ready to get down with the scuffle.
Pride scuffle.
See, the thing is that in football and in these situations, you don't have to win the fight. You just have to fight. If you back down, that's worse than getting knocked out. Because now everybody else is going to look at you like, oh, got him.
According to David Veronis, those not seen participating to start practice: Jalen Phillips, Austin Jackson, Alec Ingle, none of these surprises, Ashton Davis, Mo Kamara, Keon Smith, Andrew Meyer, and Byron Matos, who says he wants to come back, by the way. I guess I don't know if they're going to let him, but
how many of those guys are big?
How many of them are big?
Yeah.
Keon Smith is big.
Yeah.
Andrew Meyer's big. Byron Matos is big. Austin Jackson's big. Jalen Phillips is big.
Here's the problem. I'm talking about on the offensive side of the ball only, but I would say this. In the last 3 years, and ever since you've known me, I have explained the importance of continuity on the offensive line. More than talent.
Right.
Continuity.
Starting offensive lineman one is missing.
And the problem is they haven't been able to get some continuity on that offensive line, because you can have all the talent in the world, but you got to know, especially at that position, you got to know how to work with the guy next to you.
Schmiethan says there's no pride if video leaks of Aiden Hutchinson swinging Jalen Waddle around like a terrible towel.
But that's not a fight. So if he slings him around like that, then they get into a scuffle. That's the important part.
The important thing is
you ain't gonna don't let yourself get manhandled or pushed around, right? That's the whole point, that physical teams think they can just come in like Debo. Remember when Debo got knocked out in Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. See what I'm saying?
But
everybody in the neighborhood gave Craig some respect because Craig fought the bully.
I know, but I just, I think this is this is a tough one. Like, who do you have that is going to step to them?
See, I don't see
Patrick Paul's time.
This is how we think differently. I believe every athlete is physical, depending on what position you play, right? Every one of them, because I don't expect Tyreek to be Steve Smith Sr.
No,
on everybody. You see what I'm saying? So there's different levels to it.
Steve Smith Sr. finds nothing funny. He just goes around life looking for a fight.
Right. So I don't expect that. But what I'm saying is, when you play in the trenches, right, you cannot let yourself be manhandled. So if somebody ragdolls you, right, even if you don't want to, you got to fight. You have to. Otherwise, every time you play somebody that's watching film, they're going to think, oh, all I got to do is push him around.
Well, I'm sure we'll get some updates. Sounds like practice is about to get started in Detroit. We'll take a break.
Dude, they starting at 11?
It sounds like it, dude. Sounds like they're out there, man.
It should be done. It's hot up there.
Take a break. Hour Tua. Next.
To a tag of Leoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Don't
Tua,
lose.
Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua.
That's not Mike McDaniel's way.
Go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
What would Socrates
Daddy
say to
loves
that?
you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Power to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 104.3 FM, WQAM. Man, it's a hump day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude. Got some big news, Leroy, during the break. Big news during the break.
What's that?
First, I got to get the headlines, which are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Don't look at me like that, dude. You got to take care of the sponsors. Doral VW just broke the rules of gravity. Prices are falling so fast, we're checking for a crater. Volkswagen's priced like they've lost their minds. Doral VW, buckle up. No one sells for less. No one. David
You know what
Verona's-
sucks about you?
What? I don't
That
like
if you would have just did the headlines
that.
and then came out with the breaking news or whatever, but just to mess with me, you go breaking news, but wait, let me read this.
Yep.
See?
You're mad
So-
about that?
So when I look at you and give you the look, I want you to be aware I know what the hell you're doing.
Sorry.
Okay.
David Veronas tweets out, Julian Hill just beat Grant Stewart over the top in a one-on-one. Who wasn't ready now, Grant?
Oh boy.
Because
That's
it
all you
seems
need.
to me
That's
you
all,
weren't ready.
That's all you need.
You
So,
weren't ready.
do you understand
Hmm?
that they identified him as backup linebacker?
I identified him that, and the
Which-
depth chart identifies him that.
Right. Which means he's a special teamer. And let me tell you something about special teamers.
Hmm?
They talk the most trash.
This guy is a yacker.
You know why? Because they go do their special teams and they get off the field.
This dude is a yacker, and he talked all that junk only to get toasty roasted by Mr. Prop Prince himself, Julian Hill.
Really?
What?
Too much.
What do you mean, dude? This is exciting.
Beat him on a pass route. And what does that have to do with physicality?
Mm.
Yeah, no.
I know Julian Hill can be physical. Too physical.
Too physical. He'd be beating the hell out of that football.
We need to, we need to get it going. Let's see. Isaiah Smalls from the Miami Herald. Kenneth Grant just drove back offensive lineman Tate Ratledge in one-on-ones. Definitely a win.
Tate Ratledge sounds like somebody who should get bulldozed.
That's not fair, dude. Tate is a tough name.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
It's also the same name as Tate McRae,
He's a moose.
the female singer. So stop.
Tate McRae.
Yeah. Isn't that a singer?
She's in Morgan Wallen's song, yeah.
Yeah.
You got that sports car song.
Yeah.
That's the only
See? So while you telling me Tate is a badass, oh, she also did a single with Morgan Wallen. So there you go.
I just said that.
I know, but I'm saying
Born in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Went to Georgia. Second round pick last year.
I hope the one thing that I was told, and I didn't see it, but if he can give that energy for a full football game, he's going to be something to be dealt with.
Dude,
I believe that because
I
he's very athletic. I think he has better feet than his teammate that got drafted above him. More athletic ability. The production wasn't there because he, maybe played like a big.
Well, looks like old rhinoceros paws is back. Travis Wingfield says Tua throws a perfect ball up the seam. Julian Hill.
He couldn't even last the whole segment. He couldn't even last the whole segment.
Come on.
You had already went in. You was about to put a 20 on him. Anytime touchdown, first game of the season, $20.
This is so upsetting.
And within 5 minutes, it's back to $1.50. Damn
it.
Hey, dude.
Bum.
Contrary to popular belief, everybody can't catch. And so from that standpoint, we make an assumption because they play football, they could catch. Everybody can't catch a football.
Nope. This guy's a rhinoceros on the field.
It's amazing that he's Gronk without the catching ability. Right?
It's very frustrating, especially when you gamble on him.
You're the only one that gambles on him.
I know. Let's see. Zach Wilson has been intercepted twice in 7-on-7s. All right. Seems to be all the juice right now. Nothing too crazy. We'll keep you posted if there's any scuffles.
It will be. It will be.
Evan
you know
11
why?
says,
Because somebody gonna have to, defend their honor. Somebody gonna have to let you know it ain't that type of party. You ain't gonna just push me around.
Evan 11 says, just imagine Julian Hill making that. Darren Waller making that catch. I'm glad Evan 11 mentioned this. I got a little beef with somebody who's beloved. Okay,
I got a big beef.
A slight beef.
Who's beloved, first of all?
Terron Armstead.
Okay.
And I gotta say,
what is he? Is he a coach now?
I don't know. I don't know.
He's participating in more practice that he's retired than when he played.
The guy has no hobbies, apparently. I don't know. He's boots on the ground. He's doing his podcast, which, by the way, it's very good. I've listened to him. He does a good job. He gives good stories. This guy he's gonna be a good broadcaster if he wants to be. However, if I may quibble, okay, what's important, Terron, in the broadcast game is to be honest, Posh. Be honest.
You say he's taking some liberties?
I saw this tweet, and it just rubbed me the wrong way because Terron Armstead, again, very good. Everybody loves Terron Armstead.
Yeah.
So I don't do this with ease because I like Terron Armstead. Who doesn't like Terron Armstead? He's
no. That's not the question. The question is who's going to tell Terron Armstead they don't like him?
Right.
Big difference.
No, yeah. Totally fair. I mean, yes, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
It's a giant.
Yeah.
But Terron Armstead yesterday, somebody had tweeted out Mike McDaniel's plan about not bringing Darren Waller back in a joint practice. And Terron Armstead just goes, it was Joe Shad who tweeted out, Darren Waller not ready to practice because Mike McDaniel doesn't want him jumping into a joint practice out of retirement. And Terron Armstead just goes, smart. And I'm like, you know what, dude? I don't need the cosign of Terron Armstead. It's not needed. I don't need, Terron, it's not needed. I don't need him to add smart. Dude, you don't need to co-sign everything Mike McDaniel does, all right? You already have as much credibility as an approval rating with anybody with the Dolphins and all the fans. This Darren Waller thing, it ain't looking so hot right now. And so you would saying smart, I don't need that. I don't need it. I don't want it, and I don't need it. It's not necessary. And maybe I was just like, I don't want him to become the guy where he's feeling a need to cover for all the Dolphins' misgivings because it's not his fault. All right. He did his best. He was playing through ridiculous injuries while he was here. And the Dolphins are up against it a little bit. I'm sure he realizes that too. But the Darren Waller thing, being like, smart. No, because if what probably would have been smart is, I don't know, playing him when you guys were playing in pajamas 3 weeks ago. Maybe that would have been smart. But I don't know. I was just like, Terron, I don't need that. I don't need him to come out here and co-sign every Dolphins move whatsoever. Like, you know, it's just not necessary to me. It's not. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Because I don't want this to become the part where like the Dolphins are using Terron Armstead as a mouthpiece.
He's trying to stay on the payroll.
But does he need to be, Brittany?
No, I
mean, you can have your own podcasts and stuff. You don't need to be on their payroll, but maybe he likes.
I think it's. I didn't feel this way. I felt if I was gonna hang out at practice, hell, I might as well play. Right, but for some reason, he likes hanging out. Go and watch practice.
He's looking for some camaraderie, probably still.
Right.
To fully leave it, which is cool.
He
cool.
definitely has the ear of whoever he's talking to.
Certainly.
Because he has it like that. But
just don't get caught down this.
I tend to think of this in a different way. You had a whole year off to be healthy. You should be ready to go.
Exactly.
Right? So
exactly.
It ain't like you coming back from. So if Jalen Phillips at the end of last year said, I'm contemplating retiring because of the injuries. And then he starts going through the process and he goes, you know what? I changed my mind. He's at practice and the coach says, I'm going to bring him back slow because I don't want him to feel like he has to push himself coming back from an injury. That I could understand, even if he's 100% healthy. But, dude, you should be itching to play football. And I don't know why, how long it take to get back into the flow of things. Because, none of us went to camp ready to play football.
No limits.
We were ready to run some sprints.
Mm-hmm.
We were ready to lift some weights, but that's the first time you put the pads on, and I think you got to experience that.
No Limit says Tobin is a Miami Heat cheerleader, but has problems with Terron supporting his old teammates and coaches. Well, first of all, he wasn't teammates with Darren Waller. Okay, No Limit. And second of all, I call it like it is. They call me Accountable Tobes.
No.
Right, I will say it. I will hose down who I need to hose down.
Hold on, tough guy. Hold on.
Oh, it's true, dude.
Hold on, tough guy. He makes a valid point.
No, that's not fair.
Because under no circumstances would you ever say that about a Heat player.
Say what?
You said about Darren Waller. I need to see him.
That's not fair.
But I will say this. You do comment the same way or differently when Miami Heat players hang around practice.
No, you know what it is? Like, it's Udonis. Udonis Haslam had to,
he doesn't count. UD doesn't count. He's a Heat lifer.
He's a Heat lifer.
But if Gogi comes around,
well, he's the best.
See,
he's the best.
So why can't Gogi be similar to what you would think of Terron?
Because Goran wouldn't go on Twitter and be like, the Heat are saving Terry Rozier for the All-Star break, and Gogi wouldn't go, smart. He wouldn't do that. He would just keep it to himself. And second of all, Goran, we know about Goran Dragic. What do we know about him?
He's a fighter.
Too honest.
Yeah.
Too honest. But remember when UD always used this move. If he didn't want to say something negative about the Heat, he goes, I can't comment on that.
He did it on ESPN.
I know. He's not sitting there being like, giving oodles of money to a certain player. He's like, smart. No, he's not going to do that. I feel like Terron Armstead. I feel like Brittany's right. I feel like he's trying to be in good graces right now.
It just seems disingenuous.
It seems disingenuous.
Okay. Then you know what? I'm gonna call you guys an Uber.
What?
Next time the Dolphins are in town, you go tell him.
I will.
I will tell him.
I will
What is he
tell
gonna
him.
do to me?
I don't think that he genuinely thinks it's smart. If anything, I think he's like, this guy's not ready yet. I play with my leg hanging off.
Probably.
There's that, and that's how I try to avoid that. You know some of the injuries I've had. You see how my body's made up. I really try to avoid talking in a way that would make me seem so much tougher than the guys playing now, because football's different.
We'll take a break here on 104.3 FM WQM. Tobin and Leroy here with you on the FM dial, on the Odyssey app, on the iHeart app, on the TuneIn app, on YouTube, on Twitch. We're all over the place everywhere, everybody. Taking a break. Back with more after this. Bill's Hard Knock still sucks. If anybody was curious,
No, we weren't.
it sucks, dude. It's they try. Hey, you know how they know it sucks? They tried pulling out all the stops yesterday. They tried to pull out all
Who
the
did they
stops.
bring in?
Let me guess.
Hmm?
Can I guess?
Yep.
They brought Haley Steinfeld.
They
in.
did not.
Oh, dang.
Jim Kelly.
They did not bring in Jim Kelly. They did not bring in Jim Kelly. They started off. They hit every note that a Hard Knocks could. Right. They went intangibles guy from Buffalo, who they call Buffalo Joe, who was a linebacker for them last year. They start off with the story of him. They go old pictures. They're like, isn't it great? He's from Buffalo. I'm just like, no. Then they go with the James Cook story, which they gave no juice to, obviously, because they knew he was, this is getting released. We're not going to put too much drama. He's going to sign this contract in a week. So that was like, they go,
Oh, you got to do your intro music.
James Cook is holding not out, but in. And then they go to the GM and he goes, it's the new way. Everybody doesn't really miss anything. They do everything. They get to be with their teammates except practice. And that was it. He like left a meeting. That was that. And then, they tried trying to think, what else did they do after that? They did the backup. Oh, this was great. The Bills are already ready with QB1. So we have a battle for QB2. I was like, ugh. So I had to see the battle between Trubisky and Mike White. Thanks. Great. Then they did the DeMar Hamlin thing, which was like, okay, obviously that's going to be like a tearjerker. But even that, I'm glad DeMar's okay. Even that was a little over the top for them because like through the entire time, like they're showing him finding religion and he's reflecting and he's praying, which is all great. And I could have just done with that. And I think I would have been left with maybe even a sting in my eye. But in the entire time in the background, they kept putting a heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like,
Too much.
A little too much, Hard Knocks. A wee bit. You cranked up the dial a little too hard on that one. Their temperament, they just know they have a boring team, and this has been a boring season, and they're trying to do everything that they can. I was like, it was fun. It was better than episode 1. It's hard to be worse. But, they're like, here's Josh Allen on a podcast. See, he laughs. I'm like, nope.
Why don't you just
not watch?
Yeah.
I may be out now. Well, yeah, I forgot, and then somebody reminded me. One of our listeners reminded me, and he was like, I'm 10 minutes in. I wish this franchise no success. And so I was like, oh, yeah, Hard Knocks is on. After I watched the Marlins blow it yesterday, I went and watched Hard Knocks, and I regret it.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, no.
What?
JFig giving us news.
What happened?
Chop got carted off.
Oh,
According to the chat.
Really? All right. Well, let's see if. Oh boy. Yeah, I see Barrett Jackson tweeted that out.
It's hard. Like, don't read into it too much because it's practice. But the carted off part, you know what I mean? That's always a little bit scary.
All right. Barry Jackson says Dolphins linebacker Chop Robinson, coming off a strong rookie season, was carted off the field during a joint practice with the Lions. It's unclear what happened on the play that left him injured. He didn't seem to be favoring any particular body part, so it's not immediately clear if it was physical or a concussion. So Dolphins.
I mean, how did he get carted off? Was he
Dolphins
sitting up?
I'll try and see more tweets on it. Dolphins defense coordinator Anthony Weaver and Jalen Phillips went to check on him. Man, of course, can't have nice things.
Can't have nice things.
Can't have nice things. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please, no Chop Robinson, not Chop Robinson. Oh man. I'm just trying to see if there's any more details on it. Just everybody's saying undisclosed injury. God. Unbelievable.
That sucks.
Sucks. If you're excited about anything this year, you're excited about what the hell
the young pass rushers are going
what
to
he
look
was
like.
going to do, you
Yeah.
know? And you just, it just feels like you can't have nice things. You can't have nice things with this.
Yeah, but before you go all Debbie Downer,
Yeah, I know.
it's camp.
I understand.
And this would suck. This is going to sound worse than I actually mean it, right? And you'll understand why I'm saying it, even though it doesn't sound right. It's one of those situations where if he got a little dinged, right? Little concussion, you would rather that than an ankle injury.
Al,
you see what I'm saying? It sounds terrible to say, especially with what I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
But you understand where I'm coming from, right? Like it's a weird. Like I felt weird saying it because it doesn't sound right, while everybody understanding what I'm saying.
Yeesh. All right. We'll take a break. We'll get more details on this.
You want to clean some clothes first?
Yeah, I want to clean some clothes first. So I'm
right.
sorry. They are. I mean, if anything's going to make me feel better, it is the best dry cleaners in South Florida.
Yep, for the best dry cleaners in South Florida, use our friends over at A&T Dry Cleaners.
Mm-hmm.
Ours, our boy. You can call him and text him anytime, 954-610-9383. That's 954-610-9383. School's just getting started. You got that first week of school. You want to see how the clothes fit. Are they long enough? Do you need to let some out, take something in? The belt loop's too big. Ira could hook you up. They have same-day sewing. They have a seamstress on site. It's his mom, so you're getting the best possible care. They service all of South Florida, Dade, Broward, and Southern Palm Beaches, and they can pick up or drop your clothes off.
Pretty good.
Tell us more.
Leroy, how would you like to have 25% off your order at A&T Dry Cleaners?
I'm all about saving that cash.
All you got to do when you go there is mention Tobin and Leroy, and Ara is going to take care of you. You mention our name, 25% off your order. So again, call or text Ara at anytime, 954-610-9383. And once you use A&T Dry Cleaners, you'll never want to launder your own clothes again. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 104.3 FM. Take you guys up until 2. If you guys are just tuning in, no bueno. Chop Robinson has been carted off at practice. There are some reports on social media, Leroy, saying he was favoring his arm or shoulder. So that's, there's some there. So we'll see. Not sure. It's a lot of people didn't see it go clearly. He was going up against where he had a joint practice going on. But man, you talk about a guy everybody was excited for. You don't want to see anything happen to him. And unfortunately, this puts a damper on the day. Not great, dude.
No, but there's a difference in the injury and the camp injury. So let's wait and see.
Would you like to explain the difference?
Yeah. Well, camp injury is you get banged up and you want an abundance of caution. So you just kind of take it slow. Being injured during the season, you figure out how much you can and can't do, and you fight through it. But we ain't to that stage yet. So a lot of injuries where people end up going to the locker room or whatever, sometimes we treat as though they are regular season injuries and that, he's done because he got carted in. When in actuality, you get a little bump. You're like, no more
today for you, Chop.
Yeah. And so you kind of have to wait to see what's going on. The good news is he's a pass rusher and his legs don't hurt. And then you just start breaking it down like this, right? Yep. And it's unfortunate, but this is how you go about things in camp. Like, okay, what is it? Oh, ankle. Oh, no, he got to run. He's a Russian. He's a wide receiver. He's a running back. Ankle. That means you're not going to be able to play your position for a while, right? Whereas you go shoulder, depending on how bad it is, you might be able to still get some work done. So you just got to kind of wait to see what it is, how bad it is, or whatever. But getting carted off because of shoulder injury does not help your cause.
Evan 11 says there was a linebacker who played with no hand. All right.
Yeah. His brother played cornerback, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they go to South Florida?
UCF, I think.
UCF. Okay.
Let us get to the mixed bag. All right. We'll start off with Leroy's favorite, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers.
Did he have some Melba toast this morning?
Well, he was talking about his age, and this is what Rodgers said about who he gravitates to at his age.
Weird things is I'm 21 years in the league, so I'm over there. Who do I know on Jacksonville? I know Heath Farwell, the special teams coach that I played against him. I know Chad Morton, he was with us. And I've met Trevor a few times, so I was kind of looking around going, doing the Joe Biden, all right, well, I guess I don't know anybody here, so I'm going to just walk off. And I found Cam and TJ. I was like, walk next to them.
All right, so he's hanging out with Cam Hayward, who, by the way, is going through his own contract dispute with the Steelers, which is an interesting situation because he's an OG Steeler.
Yeah.
And apparently says he's willing to even sit out the season or sit out parts of the season because of where he's at right now. He sees Jalen Ramsey get some money. He sees Aaron Rodgers. I didn't get too much money. TJ Watt got a new deal. DK Metcalf got a new deal. See what goes on there.
I think that has to be the most disheartening part for a player that has been with the same team, to see other guys you bring in and you just take care of them, and then you don't even acknowledge the OGs.
Rough. Dan Campbell This is what he had to say about why the Dolphins and Lions agreed to do some joint practices. Here was what his forearms had to say.
Well, and yes, I do know, Mike. I would say that was more of a, they were going to be out there. We had already had our setup with Houston the last week, so I didn't know how much I wanted to do one before that. But I do like doing 2 joint weeks if we can. And they were already going to be in Chicago. And so it just kind of made sense. Like, all right, well, why don't you guys come out here and play us, and then we'll get a couple of days of practice. They agreed to do it, and so it was like, all right, and it'll be good. Like, that's a talented roster. They're creative on offense, and they got a tough D. That's that kind of Baltimore background. So the scheme will be good. The speed on the perimeter will be really good for our guys. Obviously with what they've got. So we're looking forward to it.
There you go, Dan.
And we're gonna try to bust him in the mouth.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So both teams, and this is why you practice against other teams. You don't necessarily practice against other teams to, it's not like the game. If you're not tackling, it's not a game. Simple as that. There's a whole nother level of football that comes into play when you tackle, when you hit, when you can get blocked down low, when there's a whole nother level of football. But the mindset of a team, the way in which they play, the physicality in which they play, that can help you if you're the Miami Dolphins. And I think that's the important part to get out of this. It's really hard for certain positions to perform well when there's not tackling. Because when we talk about running backs, we talk about their ability to break tackles. But if you ain't tackling, how can you tell? Right? Just take it from there. But I think the physicality in which they do things, like Dan Campbell said, the speed in which the Dolphins play with, he's going to have to teach his team how to be physical, yet be productive with your reads and stuff like that. So each team, I think it's a perfect situation to play and practice against a team outside of your personal element. Dolphins do things on speed and agility and quickness on offense. The Lions are physical. So how is our game going to match to that? And what will we have to do in the future when we face a team like this? And conversely, they're thinking, how can we maintain our physicality with a team that does a lot of reverses, trick plays, speed, and stuff like that? So it works for both teams.
Yankee Lover says that the Phins secondary is apparently getting burned. I did read that Amon-Ra St. Brown caught a touchdown and then punted it. He seems to run a bit hot.
Well, you know how you can look at where look at the start and look at how they got here. Right. And
he's one of those remembers everybody drafted in front of him.
Right. Exactly.
He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys.
Which that means when I burn a first rounder, right? Oh, I'm letting them know.
And if I'm not mistaken, the Miami Dolphins are one of them.
That passed on him?
Yes, and that he remembers very well.
It's like who was that character in Game of Thrones, Leroy? She had the list. Goes to bed.
Yeah. No, it was like Randy with the Cowboys. Randy thought for sure he was getting drafted by the Cowboys, and they passed on him. And that's all he talked about that week. Oh, I'm going to let him know what's up.
Damn it. Karen says Tobin is Ramon-Ra St. Brown. Such a bastard. I mean, this is just unfriggin' believable.
Dude, the funny part about it is you have people who don't even normally chime in that now feel froggy.
Point for YouTuber.
Oh no, we got a new one.
Oh man, that one stung.
So
I don't even like ramen.
No, see where ramen is now.
It's very chic.
Yeah, because and here's what the bougies say. Let me just break it down for the bougies. That's not the same ramen you get at the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'm like, dude, if you went to college and you was broke growing up, there's only one kind of ramen. The ramen in that bag with the little flavor packet in it. That's the only ramen I know. These people that give me the pork belly ramen, the ramen with chicken and the spicy, like I'm not familiar with that. I'm not spending $9 for something that costs 55 cents.
No, I'm with you. I have no interest in that. Shmita says you're basically comparing beef jerky to filet mignon.
I mean, it's the only ramen I know, but they don't. Guess what? You idiot. They don't call beef jerky filet mignon. This is being called the same thing that I was eating as a kid for 55 cents. So,
too much.
Man.
All right, we'll take a break. Hopefully, Chop Robinson's going to be okay. He was carted off of practice, but apparently it looks like an upper body thing with him. We'll keep you posted on that if we get anything new. Mike McDaniel already spoke, so I don't think we're going to get any kind of update, at least unless it's like from a player afterwards. So we will take a break. Jalen Ramsey was on the pivot and spoke of his time with the Miami Dolphins. And we'll hear what the Dolphins' former cornerback, now current Steelers cornerback, had to say about that. We'll also keep you posted on everything going on in Detroit with the joint practice. We'll take a break. Back with more to this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 104.3 FM, WQAM. Here with you on a hump day. Got Rats Off a Ship coming on later this hour. Got to get you your training camp reports, which are always brought to you by Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges. Enroll today in one of over 60 Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges affordable training programs and get fast-tracked to a financially rewarding career in 1 to 2 years. Convenient day and evening classes give you the flexibility you need while you learn. Go to careerinayear.com and get there. Miami Dolphins in Detroit. Marlins are in Cleveland. Oof, last night. Tough.
Yeah.
Jose Ramirez, a couple of home runs for the Guardians, and Marlins are in a tough way right now. Not playing good baseball.
I mean, like it's weird because in baseball you hit more ruts than in any other sport, right? And the ebbs and flows of the season, happen more. They're happening with everybody. There's teams on 10-game, 10 out of 12, and there's other teams that are losing 10 out of 12. But the Marlins have put themselves in a position because of how they started the season. They don't have the luxury of going through it again.
Time is not their friend.
Right. Exactly.
We're in the middle of August, and you kind of need to get going. And especially, look, they didn't just make deals to make deals. They went off of Jesus Sanchez, which was fine. I was okay with that, especially the way Marcy came up and started off for them. But, it's been a tough way right now. Rest of our headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral VW just broke the rules of gravity. Prices are falling so fast, we're checking for a crater. Volkswagen's priced like they've lost their mind. Doral VW, buckle up. No one sells for less. No one.
Oh, my goodness. They are destroying me.
Who?
Over ramen. The bougies. I just call them the bougies.
The bougies?
Yeah, you ready? Leroy won't have pizza in Italy because he grew up eating bagel bites. Won't eat sushi because he once ate a sardine out of a can.
That's true.
Leroy, what you're saying, the Kraft macaroni box is what an Italian restaurant is going to feed you. Shaking my head, uncultured.
Got another injury update for you. This is not on the Dolphins, Leroy, but your other closely followed franchise, the Browns. Shedeur Sanders injured in practice today. Oblique injury.
Ooh, too much throwing.
Too much throwing. That's a banged up QB room. Snoop Huntley week?
Man, I like when I said, hey, we need to see more, like he could have solidified his position, but now he's got the stomach, the groin, the abdomen. It's all connected, man. It makes it hard to throw football.
Yeah, they said he suffered it while throwing. He was rest of practice.
Think about it in baseball when guys swing and miss and they have that oblique injury. It's brutal.
Brutal, dude. The big news from Dolphins camp today, Chop Robinson was carted off. Can we get something less scary than a cart? I don't like the term.
Wait. Here's the kicker. Especially when he can walk. It's the shoulder.
Can he get a scooter?
No, it's a shoulder. So when you see carted, you're thinking, knee, ankle. You know what I mean?
Can he take a pony ride to the
Let's
to
just
the
say
facility?
he got scooted off.
That was literally one of the biggest parts of Hard Knocks last night was the guy getting an upgrade on his scooter. I don't know.
Why do you put yourself through that?
I don't know. I don't think I'm going to. Episode 3, I think I'm out.
See, I think you keep watching just because of me, because I told you it's garbage.
I can't deny it has been garbage. I can't deny that it has been garbage. That is that is the truth.
But it seems like the more dysfunctional the team, the better Hard Knocks is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you go into Buffalo, they're not dysfunctional.
Yeah, but you can give more than they want. They're giving 0.
But that's okay. Go to their coach and their quarterback. What interests you there?
I mean, one is married to a starlet.
Yeah, but that's not like that. You're not gonna always get that. Some people like to keep their personal life personal.
What about some warts? Give me some warts. You know, people thought I was a bum coming into the league. Thought I wasn't gonna be any good.
Right.
I don't know. Slashing out. Other injury news around the league. Sauce Gardner was held out of practice today, according to Coach Aaron Glenn of the Jets, because of calf soreness.
You know how I feel about that.
Careful.
Yeah.
Careful with that injury.
Yeah. I've never been more terrified over a calf injury in basketball and football than I have in recent history.
Oh, man, it's been brutal.
Yep.
And the age of some of these guys getting hurt, too.
Right. And I don't know why I asked myself, is it the field? Sometimes having too much grip on a field with shoes is not a good thing because it puts more pressure on your body. Sometimes you need to maintain, be in a good position so you don't slip. And when you're in situations like that, you put your body in a better position to be able to withstand that. When you're getting great grip, you're just out there running because you're not going to slip, and it puts pressure on your knees, your calves, your Achilles. So I don't know if that plays a role in it, but we had one Achilles I can think of when I was playing. All I was playing, that was Dan Marino. That's it. That's the only Achilles I can think of during my whole career.
Isaiah Smalls from the Miami Herald says, Amon-Ra St. Brown is like that. I don't think I read that right. Is like that. He has straight up dominated the Dolphins' corners. Even worse, he's doing it really respectfully and with a smile.
How's it going on the other side? Is Tyreek practicing?
I haven't seen anything about Tyreek Hill. I haven't
Right.
seen that he was practicing, but I haven't seen a highlight. I saw one thing about Jalen Waddle having a red zone touchdown,
Right.
but I haven't seen anything about Tyreek Hill.
You
today.
think so? Given the past, or the end of the last year, you think it helps or hurts him in trying to rebuild his respect in the locker room? Does it help or hurt that he doesn't practice?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it doesn't help. I mean, you want to be out there, but also he is at the point where, you feel like you could wind up the cheetah and he can go.
Yeah, but again, we're dealing with another side of this.
Mm-hmm.
We're dealing with him trying to regain that respect from his teammates. And can you do that if you're not practicing?
He's got an oblique too, I believe. That's what his injury is.
I don't know.
Pretty sure it's an oblique.
You know why I never had an oblique injury?
No.
Because I use my obliques all off-season golfing.
Oh, really? Wait a minute. You're claiming you never had an oblique because of golf?
Yeah, because I'm always using it. I'm always using my oblique. I'm always using my core. I'm always exercising and stretching my core so I could golf. So pretty flexible.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure that's not just bro science?
It probably is, but I'm going with it. But think about it. So that's why I would say kickers and quarterbacks are good golfers because they do a lot of the same motion as you do in golf. So it's very rare for a quarterback or kicker, if they do golf in offseason, have oblique injury because they're working their obliques all offseason. I'm not saying it's not possible. And yes, it is some sketchy and shaky bro science, but I got facts on my side.
I mean, you just have results on your side. We don't
Results.
know we don't know that the facts were because you golfed.
Listen, there's a lot of guys playing football. There's a lot of guys playing football right now that work out the whole offseason and they don't put the torque on their torso that they put on until they start practicing in camp.
I don't know about this. I mean, I can't.
You can't say it's not right. You can't say it's not right.
But I don't think this is. I don't know.
Bro science. I mean, if you want to chalk it up to bro science, tell me how I'm wrong.
I'm not. I just think it's more bro science than it is just science.
Okay.
I don't know. Brittany, do you buy into this? That Leroy's golf?
It does make a lot of sense.
I think it's bro science, but I mean,
they can't deny him.
He's not wrong.
Right.
Like, it's hard. It's hard. We need to see some. We need to.
You sure you didn't also do a lot of sit-ups in the offseason?
I did a lot of core work in the summer in between when I was running and lifting weights so I could still be flexible enough to golf. So I did do a lot of ab work, a lot of core work, a lot of groin work, stuff like that, because that was part of my golf swing. I'm just
all
saying.
right. I mean, okay.
Just saying.
I'll let
like
it.
The first time somebody go a little twisty twist with their torso, now all of a sudden they grabbing they tummy, like oblique injury. Ow! Guess what?
So what he's saying?
Think of all the oblique injuries. How many of them golf?
I don't know. I haven't.
See?
I'd have to take a database of who got oblique injuries.
Does Leroy dress up to golf? No. You listen. I coordinate, but I ain't dressing up.
Take a break. Back with more for this. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on 104.3 FM, WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. If you guys want to go see Adam Sandler at the Kasparas Center on September 7th, we got your chance to win tickets. Just text the word HAPPY to 20357. That's HAPPY to 20357. For more information, go to WQAM.com. It's a text contest. Message and data rates may apply. Don't text and drive. Tickets are also available for purchase at KasparasCenter.com. So check that on out. Miami Dolphins got themselves some practice today with the Detroit Lions. The big news is that Chop Robinson got injured at practice today. It's an unspecified injury, but some people boots on the ground are saying it was an arm shoulder situation. We're keeping an eye on it, checking the Twitter wires for anything, but they're still practicing right now. So it is it's still practicing right now, so we don't have any quotes on it or anything like that. So we'll see. There's a Lions reporter from The Athletic who says Lions linebacker, this is a guy named Colton Pouncey, Lions linebacker Grant Stewart is standing on business today after his comments about the Dolphins, LOL.
Didn't he just get roasted 20 minutes ago?
He did get roasted in one-on-ones by Julian Hill.
One-on-ones. What did I tell you about one-on-ones?
I don't know. I forget.
One-on-ones. It's like for pass protection and for pass coverage is like really unfair. There's no scheme. You're just out there running routes, you know?
Well, according to the Lions boots on the ground people, physical going on.
That was what you wanted to get out of this. That's what you wanted to get out of it. You wanted your team to realize what the physicality of the teams that are competing for championships feels like.
According to Marcel Louis Jacques of ESPN, they say that their Lions reporter from ESPN, Eric Woodyard, says that the injury appeared to occur during a scramble for a loose ball.
Yeah. Oh, so he stuck an arm out, got it jacked up.
Yeah.
All right.
Brutal. So Jalen Ramsey was on the pivot with Channing Crowder, Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor. And he kind of opened up about the trade and how the whole trade went down with the Dolphins. And this is what he had to say on the whole situation, on how the trade went down.
It was in the works for a little minute, I would say.
So he knew something else.
It was in the works, but things had to get put together the right way. Things had to come together from my standpoint to the Dolphins, to the Steelers. I think all of us had to come to I guess you could say agreement. We all had to come to a consensus on what it would be. I do appreciate the Dolphins and them working with me and David, not just, hey, this team called and, we're going to send you here and this and that. Like, it wasn't any of that. It was very open communication with, this is, y'all been good to us. I've been good to y'all. Like, let's do it the right way. Let's go to a team that's going to be able to compete. Let's go to a team where there's a lot of respect for the head coach in there and, the staff, a place where I can continue developing, playing at a high level, maybe be versatile. And then, I had to let David do his thing too. The money was involved. So he did his thing with that. And then, obviously the Steelers, they really wanted me here. And, at the end of the day, I wanted to be here as well. And so I just it got to a certain point where I was like, everything is good on my end. Let's get the business handled. Y'all do that part, and y'all let me know when it's a go. So that kind of took a little minute to get done. But once that got done, it was like, let's go.
There you go. That was Jalen Ramsey on the pivot. Your reaction?
Okay. I was cool with everything. But then he threw something out there that would indicate the real reason why he wanted to be out of Miami in the first place. So while we sitting here talking about all these nice things and cute and respectful and all that, why did you have to say, I wanted to go somewhere where they respect their coach?
There's a respect for the head coach, which everybody does respect Mike Tomlin.
Oh, but that's not okay. I get that,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not a dig on Mike McDaniel and why the original situation presented itself.
Pot shot. It's a pot shot.
Okay.
It's a pot shot.
So,
it's not
and wait, you know me. I'm the one that always call you off of these things.
I honestly, I saw, and I know a lot of people noticed it, and I'm sure it is a pot shot. I honestly didn't think. I thought for Jalen Ramsey, I thought that was shadow boxing. That wasn't even sparring.
Well, that's because you followed his whole career, and he said some crazy things. But if everything was kumbaya and worked on together and everything, you didn't have to throw that out there.
You didn't have to.
Right?
You didn't have to. But in the midst of I also think he could have dove off the deep end if he wanted to. I actually kind of was hoping that he would. Because I want more insight onto what happened. You knew what
happened.
I don't know. I mean, Tyreek Hill's still here.
Wait, think about it though. All of the talk before he got traded as to why he didn't want to be here was centered around that. That's what we were hearing.
No, we were. Yeah, that was reported that him and Mike McDaniel had a falling out.
Or what he didn't want to be somewhere where they didn't respect the coach.
Well, yeah. I mean, he wanted to be obviously whatever respect that was there, which seemed publicly for a while like it was strong, obviously was irreparably broken. And so I don't know. That's what I'm fascinated by. It was like, why is it that this guy got to a point where the Dolphins had to get him off the team? That's what I'm wondering. Because Tyreek Hill's still here. And they didn't feel that way with Tyreek.
So somebody just pointed out, and I will throw this out there, that maybe he had a problem with the way they handled the Tyreek situation. And he thought, how are we going to ever turn this around if guys can just go and do whatever? I mean, I don't know. Like it all seemed, let's just put it this way. All this seemed to start happening after the Tyreek Hill situation and how they handled that. Then all of a sudden off the top rope, Ramsey's like, I'm on out. I'm out. Peace.
Go ahead, Brittany.
But I don't think that Jalen Ramsey's has a very high moral compass. I don't think he has a very high moral ground. We know what he's done in his past career, and
well, that was interesting because it was actually the second part. There was another part of the interview which I'll play for you here from the pivot, which I actually had more of a problem with this than I did the shot at Mike McDaniel because again, I'm not surprised he's gonna throw a little wink shade at it, but this one to me was even more interesting because it's oh well, that's not great. Here was him on why he wanted to come to Miami.
When I got traded from LA, I was literally praying to go to Miami, and it was probably not for all the right reasons. Obviously, football has always and will always be very important for me, but I also had other things in the back of my mind too, I want to live in a good city. I want my kids to enjoy life and, be in the sun, have pool year round and this. I want my family to coming to visit me and this and that. It was other stuff that added on to that as well. With this decision, I'm I promise you, I prayed to God completely different than I prayed the last trade.
I'll tell you what's opposite from Pittsburgh and Miami: when you pray for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me what you have a problem with that, because I don't really see a problem with what he said.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it, but I do have a problem with. Look, if all the things you say are true, then you're more inclined to make things work, right? But for him to all of a sudden end up in Pittsburgh, and the reasons why he's in Pittsburgh have nothing to do with the reasons why he was in Miami, right? It's just you're just commenting so that you can make your decisions fit. And so, like, once you say why you wanted to be in Miami, you can't then just flip the script a couple of years later and say, well, that's why I was cool with going to Pittsburgh, because I wanted something totally different. Like you are the one that's confusing like the situation, nobody else.
Yeah, but I think the idea that, like, even if you wanted to be in Miami just because of the glamour of Miami and you feel like you're motivated by the wrong reason, I don't feel like he's alone in that. I do feel like there's plenty of people who have used this place.
Yeah, it's intriguing. Like, you think of the no tax.
Yeah, like
you
a
think
stop.
of the sun. You think of all the things. Yes, I fully 100% get that.
Tyreek Hill basically said that when he came to Miami, that part of a lot of the reason why he wanted to come here was because of the tax.
Yeah, the taxes.
So
just look outside.
Yeah,
Why plenty of people are coming
But,
out.
like, it wasn't like he was coming from Seattle. He was coming from LA.
Right.
So I feel like he's just saying, like, I agree with
He's
you,
just
Leroy,
saying things, right?
to fit his narrative. Like, he's just saying things because he wants it now to fit his narrative that he's in Pittsburgh.
Right. He's trying to justify being in Pittsburgh now. When the last two places he was in was like beautiful.
Yeah, well, like I think if you're really praying to God and he's like, if you want a place with no distractions and no Astron, boy, do I have the city for you.
I mean,
Jalen,
he can go 3 hours west.
Jalen, we're sending you to Pittsburgh.
You got to play Jesus music. No, it's no Astron. We're gonna replace it with steel workers.
Too much Astron, you listened to us last time.
Welcome to the snow. Amen.
Nothing but snow and smog here, and not just a bunch of thongs.
You left the ocean for Lake Erie that freezes in the winter.
Such angelic voices. You guys are great.
Beautiful.
Wait, that's all it took to get you on the screen?
You know, I heard the holy music, so I had to come on.
But you know what? I never thought about that. Right? I never thought, because I was in Cleveland, then I went to Baltimore, then I went to Carolina, and I lived in the off season in Florida. So when Minnesota called, I'm like, I'm good. Chance to play, right? I never thought about, because I had already played in Michigan, Cleveland, right? So, like, it was just about playing.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's like, if anything, Tobin, you should be happy that he's gone. You should be happy by what he said, because his driving factor was never football.
Well, I think it's not that I'm happy that he's gone, Brittany. I guess it's just like when he says the Mike McDaniel stuff, it's like, yeah, I kind of knew it. Like, we knew. And I know
I get it, but
he's going to have pot shots along the way. That's how it is. Jimmy Butler's going to have the same way with the Heat. But I'm just like, oh, man, that's why you wanted to come to Miami, probably for Astron? Like, that's...
Well, yeah. I mean, but it's Jalen Ramsey. Like, what did you think he was coming here because...
I actually thought Jalen Ramsey was coming here. I mean, like, he did come off of a Super Bowl from the Rams. I was hoping there was going to be some focus on football, but I understand it's a powerful beast down here to distract. By the way, I have a tweet here from Colton Pouncey, who covers the Lions for The Athletic.
Mm-hmm.
He tweets, "That was the most lopsided joint practice I've ever seen. Lions dominated both sides." To which Barry Jackson comment tweets, "Discouraging."
Yeah.
That's not great.
I mean,
says
That's you need to. And so today, when they have meetings before practice tomorrow, that's going to be addressed. Simple as that.
Mike Payton, who also covers the Lions, goes, either the Dolphins are really bad or the Lions are just a juggernaut. Not a great day for Miami. Barry Jackson then goes, multiple Lions beat reporters were mortified by Miami. Sigh.
Not in a good way.
Not in a good way, dude.
I think the sigh means no.
But like I said, until you actually have to deal with it, you won't know how to handle it. And I'm willing to bet that in these meetings later, right, they're all going to be challenged. They're all going to be called soft. And they're all going to be asked to respond. And that's what this is for. This is the exact reason why you practice against Detroit. Keep in mind, Detroit been playing this way for 3 years. You've been playing this way for a week and a half. So, like, yeah, it's going to look a little crazy, but I'm not discouraged. What is more important to me is let's watch these tweets tomorrow and see if these coaches get after these players and say, we going out like this? You going out like this? The mantra is you've been soft for the last 3 years. You finally play a team that has some stones and you curl up and cry in the corner. Let's go.
Nolan
See how the guys respond. This is what this is for.
Nolan Bianchi, who covers the Lions for the Detroit News, says Jamison Williams, Lions receiver, and Ifeatu Melifonwu just got into a post-practice dust-up.
Too late for that. Fight during the game. Don't go meet somebody after the locker room after you already got your ass kicked. Too late. That's reality of it. Like, there's nothing but you have a problem with somebody who want to fight after the game.
Tua is speaking to the media. He was asked, this from Travis Wingfield's Twitter. Tua's asked, how do you move on from a tough practice? He said, quote, you don't. You face it head on.
Yeah. Like, you show all that film. Show all that film. Is hey, what part of this is us being tougher? Put it on the players. Listen, contrary to popular belief, all these damn football players on the Miami Dolphins have played physical football before. Stop acting as if like this is the first introduction they've had to it. Now, maybe they've gotten a little careless because of the style of football they played the last couple of years. So challenge them. Challenge them to be more physical and to fight like hell and to compete like hell. Because guess what? When Dan Campbell first got to Detroit, the only thing he talked about is how they were going to compete. Right? So, yes, you got beat up. You got bruised. This is no different than a football game. I've seen teams get dominated in the first half and then go in at halftime, lick their wounds, and come out, and it's a different game. You got time to respond. This is what this is for. If you want to be a physical team, then there's no greater test than playing one of the most physical teams in the league. You go out there and you respond. So it'll be interesting what these meetings will be like tonight as they watch this film getting pushed around as grown-ass men. And then the coaches will challenge them, call them out, right? And say, what is your response? And that'll be an indication of whether
one ass cheek and 3 toes, I will beat your ass.
That's it. Right? That's it. But here's the deal. You'll know after tomorrow's practice whether this team will be tough or not. Because you'll hear one thing, and one thing only from Mike McDaniel. We got pushed around the first day. I like the way our guys responded on day 2. That's it. This is what this is for. So good. I'm glad that everybody's looking at him like, oh yeah. It's one thing to talk about being tough. It's another thing to be tough after you got punched in the mouth.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Don't lose.
Take a break. Back with more for this.
Game 6.
All right. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 104.3 FM, WQAM. New dial, new frequency, same old Dolphins. Jennifer, what do we have today for Rats All for Ship?
It's a great intro. What? We're good?
Yeah, now you're good.
Oh, okay. So first things first, we have Miss Taylor Swift on Travis Kelce's podcast tonight. New heights.
I mean, I'm not rats off a ship because it feels impossible to avoid. So, I mean, you know, I guess I'm not rats off a ship, but I don't feel like we're going to get anything that interesting out of it.
Why?
I just don't. I don't know. I feel like it's.
I mean, we already got all the news we had to get.
Think about this. She seems like a larger than life kind of person in the world. Nobody else could get her to do this.
No.
So
she's never done this.
Never done it, right?
Never.
So that in itself. Now, will there be parameters? We don't know. But are you rats off a ship? Who knows what? No, I'm not rats off a ship because you have no idea what they're going to talk about, being that a month ago, everybody was talking about they broke up.
And by everyone, you mean Marcos.
Frog Boy.
Okay.
Frog Boy is going to be
literally the only one.
Frog Boy is going to be beside himself with this. But all right. Well, I imagine, are you rats off a ship, Jennifer, on this?
Absolutely not. No.
No, these two aren't. It's
No.
Tay-Tay.
Rats off a
It's
ship?
Tay-Tay. We can keep it moving.
What kind of question is that?
Why are those rats so graceful?
I know. We got some.
Oh, the rats.
Some tightrope
I
rats.
love them so much.
Oh, okay. What's number 2, Jennifer?
Apparently, scouts are ripping Kasparas Jakučionis in Vegas, according to Barry Jackson.
You know, I got to tell you something. I saw this, and I'm not happy about it because you know what I have to say to any scout that has something negative to say about Kasparas Jakučionis? Kiss my ass. How about that? All right?
Kiss
Because
your Kasparas.
Yeah. Kiss my Cas. Because Kasparas Jakučionis is Lithuanian Luka. You're all going to eat your words one day with what this kid is going to be able to do for the Miami Heat. I don't know why he's drawn the ire of everybody. He's like the NBA Shedeur Sanders. This is ridiculous. Everything that he's done, he has been ripped left and right. They called his draft pick a D+. How? I don't know. He fell to 20. A lottery pick falls to 20, and that's a D in your mind? And then everybody's like, that was the worst summer league ever. It's like, he cooked everybody his first game in Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. No. He is the Shedeur Sanders of the NBA. And let me tell you something right now. I hope the apology is as loud as the disrespect for Kasparas Jakučionis, because I'm tired of hearing negative stuff about my boy Kasparas.
So in other words, you want them to keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy, dude. When he starts dropping triple doubles like it's going out of style, okay, I want the apology to be as loud as the disrespect. I don't know what this kid did that everybody seems to hate his guts, but I was reading that in Barry Jackson and said, what's everybody's problem with Kasparas Jakučionis?
You know what's amazing to me? That a lot of these people writing these articles have kids. And I would imagine they would be pretty upset if somebody went after their 20-something-year-old as far as how successful they're supposed to be at that point in their life, right? Do we not leave room for improvement? Like, where is he supposed to be in your expert eyes at this moment in his young NBA career?
Let me tell you something, Leroy. I've already seen it from him because this guy stunk up the joint when it came to the California Classic, which isn't real summer league, by the way. All right. But let me tell you something. When he stepped into Sin City and he went from Kasparas Jakučionis to Kasparas Jakučionis, let me tell you something, dude. He showed me something. What problem?
That scared me a little bit.
It was just a lot. It was
What's the problem?
Just the Spanish word you
This
said.
is
right
why.
now.
This is why I can never agree with you.
Why, dude?
Because soon as I agree with you, you get froggy, and then you go there, right?
-1.
And it usually precedes, dude, and then you know all hell about to break loose.
I was ready for the dump button.
Right, like
yeah, I was.
Is that too much on the line, Kasparas Jakučionis?
I feel like it might
It's
be.
I think it's the tone that you said it in that made me very scared. I don't know.
So here's the deal. I'm always going to have a problem when you take a college player or a player from another country that's played exactly 1 month in the NBA and start trashing him like he's been playing for 15 years, right? Because contrary to popular belief, none of us were perfect at our job from the second we started. Just not. And so I tried to leave that same energy with young players that come to play their respective sports. There's certain things they have to learn. They have to learn how to play against grown men. You've been playing with children up to this point. You've been playing with guys who aren't going to be playing at your level. And I don't understand how people that follow the sport every day can't understand that. They should understand it more than I do. You know, instead of, oh, D+, this is a terrible pick. Like, oh, he has a skill set. We wonder if they can develop it or get it out of him. That's here to be seen. But other than that, to trash a guy after not even a real NBA game.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. That's why I'm rats off a ship. You?
I'm rats off a ship. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I love? An apology as loud as the disrespect.
That's right.
Rats off a ship.
Rats off a ship.
Brittany?
I'm rats off a ship. Let me see it. Let me see it on the real NBA court. Let me see it.
I'm with you. Give us one more, Jennifer.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go again. Society is just confusing me more and more. Apparently, people are putting octopuses on their heads for TikTok. One of them ended up in a hospital putting it on his head and getting it in his eye. All for 60 million views, by the way.
Wait, getting it in his eye?
Okay, an octopus has tentacles and
yeah.
Well, I mean, you were asking.
I mean, shouldn't that happen more often?
Picking up an octopus?
No, putting it on your head. You should get poked in the eye or something like that. So he got the
ink?
The ink in his eye?
I've got to say, I have no idea.
Octopuses get scared and they squirt ink.
This is just ridiculous.
It's a defense mechanism.
They're wearing it like hair. They're wearing it like hair.
Octopus also shoot ink, I believe, not just squids.
Oh, okay.
It's they put out a
They're all
plume of
part of the
ink.
same family.
It's kind of like a smoke bomb in the ocean.
Yeah.
How does that look outside?
I'm looking at videos, and this is absolutely ridiculous.
Of the guy putting the octopus on his head. Look, I'm rats off a ship. Don't put invertebrates on your head. All right, leave them alone.
Leave sea life alone. How about that?
You ain't got to tell me twice. You know my you ain't got to tell me twice. When I see the rats jump in the water, I'm thinking maybe I ought to stay in the water just because. I stay on the boat, right? No need all of us being in trouble.
Jeez.
Look at that. No, idiots.
Jennifer, your rats.
I'm super rats off a ship. I would never do this.
Oh, but you'd pet a shark. If
Different.
I had a choice,
Also, there was no.
would I deal with an octopus on my head or go pet a shark?
Definitely petting a shark.
No.
Yes.
Octopuses are strong, dude.
I'm putting the
Octopuses are scary, dude.
You.
He ain't gonna choke me out of the water.
I think he is.
Yes,
I think he's gonna
absolutely.
choke you
He'll
out.
Stick to your face. And
You
stuff.
really thought
Like the Hoist
First
Gracie
theory.
of the ocean.
Yeah.
Wait. So you're telling me, Brittany, you were saying to me that if I put an octopus on my head, it would suffocate me and choke me out?
If he started to make his way
He's
down
out of the water, though.
Yeah, what does that have
He's
to
not
do
strong.
with it?
He's not strong out of the water.
I think
Yes,
he's
who
strong.
are you to say that?
Yeah, I don't. I'm
A
really-
marine biologist?
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Pet Shark. Look,
I'm fine.
look, he's just dead legging it. See what I'm saying? He's
Man.
just dead legging it. He like y'all making it sound like he gonna be able to squeeze. He ain't got no water.
Yeah, but then he ended up in the hospital.
He said, what had happened was is I put that octopus on my head and he poked me in my eye and I got the income. Like, no. But he not gonna choke you out. An octopus is not gonna choke you out of the
I'm not
water.
saying choke with his tentacles, but like if it makes its way down to your face and it suctions to your face, you're done for. You can't breathe. You're not gonna be able to pull him off.
They're not suctioning. Oh my goodness. Are you familiar with an octopus?
Are you familiar with an octopus?
Y'all making it sound like if I took him out of the water, he'd be just as
I'm pretty sure, Leroy, like there's plenty of cases of octopus like getting out of their tanks and like being able to move it. Like they're very strong. They're very strong.
Like what?
I'm not saying they can. They're not.
I refuse to
Hold
ever
on.
see one.
Hold on. I'm not listening to you guys.
They're nothing but cups and muscles, dude.
Or hold on. Or
I'm not gonna let you bro science this like you're oblique.
No.
A large octopus can potentially suffocate someone out of the water by using its powerful tentacles and suction cups to restrict breathing.
Case
Wow.
sealed.
How about that?
Where are you reading that
sealed.
from?
Google.
Well, you know, you and Marcos got that raggedy Google page.
I've always been correct. Thank you very much.
Marcos got a different Google than all of us.
And
What?
if it's a blue-ringed octopus, it has
Oh, that's poisonous.
venomous bite. That can
Yeah,
be fatal.
blue ring octopus aren't very big. That can't suffocate you. Like they're the size of your hand, but they'll poison you.
Either way, it's fatal.
No, I'm just saying they won't suffocate you though.
So that guy had the octopus on his head. Why did he end up in jail?
He
I
didn't.
mean, in the hospital.
In
Sorry.
jail?
The hospital.
What Google are you on?
Because the thing squirted ink into his eye. He got
That's what
octopus
happened?
Pink eye.
He got ink in his eye.
Yeah,
So would he get pink eye?
I don't know.
That's what you
You're
said.
blind.
Okay. I really wanted to say
How
something.
how
but I was like,
poisonous? Wait, how poisonous is the ink to humans?
I don't think the ink is poisonous. The ink is not supposed to be in your eye.
Yeah,
dude.
like let's try putting ink in your eye and see how it works out, Leroy.
It's like, like who? If I squirted pen ink in your eyes, that's not good.
Well,
Imagine
first of all,
listen. I said
Hmm.
pen ink, by the way. Pen.
it's a temporary irritation to eyes or skin, may stain clothing. It's not known to be toxic or pose a serious threat to human health.
Yeah, but your eyes. Anything
your
that can go into
eye, your eye,
can mess up
Leroy.
Your eyes.
it's like JFig, you've gotten mascara in your eye before, right?
It's
Where
the
your
worst.
whole eye turns black. It's the worst feeling ever. You have to like flush out your eye.
I like how you're just like thinking you're gonna be like windshield wipers. I'm good.
no, I'm not saying that.
That's
It's
how you're
actually
acting.
very irritating too.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they're doing this dumb thing on TikTok and they can't be harmed by it.
He
It's
just
the-
was.
He's in the
I
hospital.
literally ended up in the hospital.
You're calling the TikTok guy a fake?
Do you think that he just went to the hospital for fun and said, "Let me
No,
lay down here real
I'm
quick
saying,
and take a video"?
here.
Even though I wouldn't
sometimes-
put it past them.
Sometimes ignorance leads us to do things to be careful. And I would say this. If he got some ink in his eye,
Mhm.
he probably didn't know enough about the octopus to know what to do. So he went to the hospital.
Oh,
We gotta take a
no.
break. We're abusing. We put an octopus on this.
It's
clock.
you guys. It's you guys' fault.
It's your fault. What are you doing?
You!
Back after this. All right. Tobin and Leroy back with you here. Leroy's never sounded crazier.
The what now?
You've never sounded crazier is what I said.
What do you mean?
I'm just what I said. You've never sounded crazier thinking that you're gonna wrangle an octopus.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying y'all made it sound like once you put the octopus on your head,
Once
you put it on your head, it's gonna choke you out.
I'm not saying that it will. I'm just saying it has the potential if
it's
you
a
wanted
possibility, Leroy.
What?
You're making it sound like it's gonna slide off.
It's gonna do nothing.
No,
Just sit
I
there.
just seen the way the octopus was on dude's head, all Limp Bizkit and all. He was just wearing it like a hat.
Headlines are brought to you by Darrell.
I'm not saying it's not stupid now. I wouldn't do it, but I'm just saying, like, you made it sound like as soon as he threw it on his head, he was gonna get choked out.
You made it sound like if you did get into that situation, like you would handle it well. That's how you were making it seem.
No, dude, you threw a lizard at me, and I almost hyperventilated. I know who I am.
Headlines are brought to you by Darrell Volkswagen. Darrell VW just broke the rules of gravity. Prices are falling so fast, we're checking for a crater. Volkswagen's priced like they've lost their minds. Darrell VW, buckle up. No one sells for less. No one. The Miami Dolphins had joint practice, and it went, by all accounts, poorly. Not great.
Well,
ragdolled.
You're never gonna know how tough you need to be if you don't face somebody who is tough, right? You can say you're gonna be tough, but until you meet that dude or meet that team that is tough, you don't know where you stand. So now I'm telling you, tomorrow's practice up to this point might be the most important practice to give you an indication of where your team is, how they respond to getting pushed around on a football field.
It's just, Leroy, can we get one day where it's not like the most embarrassing? Because is that cake? Who has cake?
He just
is
perked up
doing
so
that?
much.
What the hell is that?
It's
Why?
Steph's birthday,
Oh,
so
I
he's
didn't-
inviting us to go get cake from the kitchen.
Thank you, Steph. Thank you for sharing your birthday cake. And happy
Oh.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Not a cake.
It's shocking.
Okay, Leroy.
Not a cake guy could beat an octopus in a fight.
I didn't say, see, there you go. I'm not saying that. First of all, I wouldn't get that close. So there's that.
The cake?
No.
Yeah, but our whole point
Octopus.
was, in the argument, why this started was you said you'd rather tussle with an octopus than an alligator.
I'd rather do what
You
that
know,
guy
that's
did
shark.
than go
You
pet a
would
shark.
rather do that, Leroy?
Than pet a shark?
Yeah.
I would pet a shark every day of my life
Okay, good.
and not
You have
encounter.
proof at your house what happens when you play with sharks.
And guess what? Alive.
True.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hold
Hold on.
Alive.
Here,
And well.
let's put it this way. What is the higher rate of death? Putting a octopus on your head or petting a shark?
Well, you
Oh,
don't
wait.
usually die when you interact with sharks. They'll usually just take a bite out of you. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna die.
That's
Also,
better.
it depends. It depends because if they feel like they are in danger, they're going to attack because they have poor eyesight, so they don't know what they're doing.
And then
So
also they don't like
if you get sucked on by it, it'll just be like the cupping.
they don't like
You
the
say
taste of
you
humans.
say
So
it
they'll
like
take a bite and then they'll stop. They're not gonna just eat you alive. That's not how it works.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many sharks
Have
you
you
been
ever
bitten by?
I've been bitten by 0 sharks, but
Okay. So
if you ever watch
there's
Shark
only
Week,
one
Leroy,
expert. There's
have
only
you
one
ever
expert.
watched Shark Week?
There's only one expert,
Very
and
informative.
that's Figgy's dad. That's it. He got bit by a shark.
We gotta ask him tonight, JFig, if he'd rather tussle with an octopus or a shark.
No, it's not
Okay.
tussle.
I'll
Show
say
him
it.
the video of the kid.
Ask
putting
the question like tussle.
No. Put
Would
the-
you
Show
tussle
him the
with
picture. No. Show him the picture
a
of the octopus
shark?
on his head or petting a shark?
No, because there's also needs to be context here. It's not no one was arguing that if you put an octopus on your head, you're automatically dead. We're just saying there's potential for that. The same potential that there is to get bitten by a shark. Okay?
I'm saying if I had to pick one, would I rather put an octopus on my head and possibly get a little ink on my eye, or would I want to be a chew toy for a big shark that's playing?
Because we also talked about the suffocation aspect of it, Leroy. We also talked about that.
They will also drag you down and drown you.
Who?
Remember that.
I think that's a giant
out of the water like the dude in the picture.
Hey, training camp reports are brought to you by Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges. Training camp reports are sponsored by Miami-Dade County Public Schools.
You had cramps.
What?
It's like word for me, dog.
You had training cramps earlier.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Hard to say. Anyway, training camp reports are sponsored by Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges. Enroll today in one of their over 60 Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges affordable training programs and get fast-tracked to a financially rewarding career in 1 to 2 years. Convenient day and evening classes give you the flexibility you need while you learn. Go to careerinayear.com and get there. Here's your recap. Dolphins and also Chop Robinson got hurt.
The Dolphins got a test.
And they failed.
Well, yeah, because
failed.
They've never had to play that way.
Didn't they
see what I'm saying?
Didn't we get reports last week that they got their ass kicked by the Bears too?
Then listen, again, I would say this. I don't think these guys have gone their whole football career without ever having to be physical. Okay? I can pretty much guarantee you that. Some of these schools these kids are coming from, right? They're not like they're very physical when where they were playing football. That being said, right, if this team needs to be tougher, then we'll see.
Yeah, dude, but if you give a bobcat catnip and yarn, it becomes a domesticated cat.
I want to punch you in the face
right now. -1.
Like we've been talking about octopus getting bit by sharks, and you talking about giving somebody catnip and yarn?
No. What I'm saying is you give a bobcat catnip and yarn, it just becomes a house cat.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it's still gonna be a bobcat.
Oh, dude.
I don't see nobody walk around their house and say, look at my pretty cat.
You can go from bobcat to fat cat real quick. So even if you're tough, if you're Ignacio De Las Miami Dolphins, all of a sudden it's trouble.
You know what? For Christmas, I'm gonna go get you a bobcat. And let's see you have fun domesticate that.
With some yarn.
With some yarn. What's wrong with dude? Y'all talk about my analogies. Can we get a -1 for that ridiculousness?
I'm gonna give both of you one. Yeah.
Himself a -1.
That's terrible.
It's not terrible.
What was your analogy or whatever?
I'm telling
scenario?
you, I said, and I stick by this. If I had a choice, if I had to pick, I'd rather put the octopus on my head
It was
than
very
go
nice
and
knowing
pet a
you,
shark.
Leroy.
Dude.
Very nice knowing you.
When you say, you get out of the water, you got put the octopus on your head and say, hey, Bubba, what's the worst thing that can happen? Little ink in your eye.
Go try it.
But that's not the worst thing that can happen. How many times do we have to explain
Has
this?
anybody ever got choked out by an octopus out of the water?
I'm sure it's happened.
Yes,
No, you're assuming. You're
I'm
assuming.
gonna go ahead and look at Australian.
You're assuming that it hasn't.
I'm assuming that I would rather get a couple of squigglies on my face than get bit by a shark.
All right, we got to take a break.
No.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
Leroy to the octopus.
Take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 104.3 FM, WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. If you miss any of today's show, you guys can get it on YouTube and Twitch, the channel 104.3 WQAM. That's the new handle. And check it on out there. Miami 104.3 WQAM on Twitch. So check that on out. Elias wanted to weigh. You got the phone potted up there, Brittany. Elias wanted to weigh in on the Dolphins. What do you got for us today, buddy?
All right, I think we got the wrong impression about practice. Like I was saying to you earlier, Tobin, is that, if you want to get stronger in the weight room, you don't take off weight, you add on weight, you make it harder. I think that the coaches are putting them in negative situations to build up their flaws to make them stronger. It's like we saying that they're soft, like they're getting their helmet snatched off their head and getting kicked in the forehead and they're walking off crying. That's not the case. I don't feel that that's the case. They have to be built up. You take this in the field and you see what's going wrong. I remember when we went 1-15 that year, if I'm not mistaken, we won all our preseason games. What good does that do us? We need to be put in negative situations to make us stronger. That's how I see it.
All right. Appreciate you, Elias. There you go.
Very accurate. And in fact, a lot of coaches will plan on that accordingly. So, for example, if you look at somebody like Ben Johnson, who went to Chicago, you've now practiced against Chicago, you've practiced against Detroit. Okay. 2 teams built in the same kind of manner, being physical or whatever. So what your players realize is what is going to take. Like, you think you're tough. You're not tough. These teams are tough. And if we want to compete, we got to be able to match that energy. It happens. I've done it before. We practiced I want to say it was the last year we were in Cleveland, right before the damn season, the week before the regular season. We practiced against Arizona in Arizona, and Buddy Ryan was the coach. And what y'all understand about Buddy Ryan, he ran the 46 defense, which was 10 men on the line of scrimmage. And so all our drills, 9-on-7, all our drills were with 10-man fronts, 8 men, 9 men in the box. And it makes you tougher. You have no choice. You can't, you got to go compete. You can't complain about the circumstances. Now, the problem was we were sore because we did it the week before the season started. So everybody was sore the week 1.
Yeah, look, I definitely think there's an element that we got all crazy with the Bears practice last week where, people were saying the Bears were dirty and that they were roughing up the Dolphins.
That's okay.
And I thought that the Dolphins showed themselves pretty well in the preseason game. I thought that they played. I mean, obviously there was the first drive. People were frustrated by it, but things did improve. I thought as the game went on, there were certainly some flaws that weren't surprising. But I thought more good came out of the game than bad. I mean, that's the way I read it. I thought it was a pretty positive week 1 on the preseason. So if they do play better tomorrow, cool. If they look better on the preseason game, better. But I think the thing that's probably discouraging to people is, you had one of their linebackers be like, they're not ready. And then the first impression, at least to the people, according to people, boots on the ground, is they weren't ready. And you're just hoping that, I think the people are just hoping the Dolphins get to show themselves a little bit more. But ultimately, this isn't mattering to where the Dolphins are going to be yet.
But it's not the finished product. But in order to get to where you want to go, don't you have to face some of these teams that are physical and that are going to try to push you in the face and stuff like that? Because you need your guys to respond. You need to know what it feels like to be physical if you haven't been. And like I said, I don't think there's any guy on this team that can't play a physical style of football. That's why I say it starts with the coaching staff. You got to ask of them. You got to demand that they play a certain way. They've all done it before.
Yeah,
they didn't get to this level playing 7-on-7.
Yeah, and the realization is like, look, if Tua was having a good camp and it was against a secondary that's going to be a little lackluster, and now you're getting some true tests, then you can adjust to it. Like, you're going to know your limits a little bit more.
Correct.
And the other thing is, honestly, the biggest news out of everything today is Chop Robinson. You got to hope he's okay. That's the biggest thing out of anything. It's, they'll have another day tomorrow, but they got to make sure their young pass rusher, who everybody's expecting a big season from, is good, and hopefully he is. But that's a bigger deal so far than this. I understand everybody's frustrated. The Dolphin fans in a very sensitive place right now.
Yeah, but this is not the time for frustration, because this is when you go through this stuff, right? Like it's like getting mad that a quarterback throws an interception in camp. That's what it's for. To test your limits, to see what you can and can't do, for your coaching staff to put your offense or your defense in a bad situation, to see how you get through it, to see how you respond. That's what camp is for. For everybody to think that when you start camp, you're supposed to be playing like you're going to be playing in December is being unfair to the situation. It's camp.
We'll take a break. Final segment coming on up. Back with more after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 104.3 FM, WQAM. Take you guys up until 2. If you missed any of the show, you guys get the Tobin and Leroy podcast and all your podcast platforms. I want to let you guys know one more time. Adam Sandler is coming to the Kasparas Center on September 7th. We got a chance for you to win tickets. Text the word HAPPY to 20357. That's HAPPY to 20357. For more information, go to WQAM.com. It's a text contest. Message and data rates may apply. Don't text and drive. Tickets are also available for purchase at KasparasCenter.com. If you guys are just tuning in today, just getting into your car, the news from Dolphins camp, the biggest piece of news, Chop Robinson had to leave with an injury. It's unspecified, but some people, boots on the ground, have said it was an upper body thing, arm, shoulder he was favoring, maybe going after a loose ball. So we'll see. Hopefully Chop's going to be okay. Please be okay. Please be okay, Chop. Take my arm. I don't need a swim move.
I mean, you do need a forklift to eat.
Man, I gotta tell you, I was chopping down some trees, some palm trees yesterday, or well, some palms, because my Finnish neighbor, old lady, right? She's been my neighbor for a long time. She's basically Barky's grandma, and you know, these palm trees have just grown. They're a real nuisance. And I was like, I gotta start like cutting some of this down. It's hurricane season. I saw there was the first hurricane is, like that first tropical storm is really starting to develop. And so it looks like this one's gonna miss us. It's gonna go north. But I was like, yeah, I should probably take care of those palms that are kind of leaning a little bit. Those things are heavy. I don't think people realize sometimes on these big trees how heavy those palms are. So I started. What?
No, never thought of it, Tobin.
What do you mean?
We thought they were light. You ever heard of one of those palm fronds fall out of a tree, and you go, "What the hell happened?"
I don't understand, dude. You got a real tone about yourself right now. Is it because you haven't snacked today?
Really?
Have you snacked today?
I just was wondering. I don't know if people know if palms are heavy or not.
Not everyone lives in Florida, Leroy.
Yeah, and also when they're dry, they're not heavy. But then when they got the water in them, heavy.
Go get some pretzels, Leroy.
No.
Either way, I think I was swinging this axe to get these things down yesterday, and I think I got a little dead arm, So me and Chop Robinson samesies right now.
So you told that story just to get to that.
Well, I was just saying, like, he's sore with his arm, I'm sore too, So I'm just, I understand what he's going through. Because you got to avoid, you don't want the palms falling onto the power lines. We got these we live in an old neighborhood. And let me tell you something, my old Finnish neighbor, the old don't change their houses very much. So if that thing falls, like, kaput, and then it's like, it's kind of in that tweener zone of like, whose property is it on, So it's like, I'm going to take care of this.
Does it go by where the base of the tree is?
I don't know. 2 feet in bounds. I'm not really sure. But she's old, and her, I don't know if it's her grandson or her son. He don't look like he chops anything. So I was like, hey, I'm going to handle this, and try and trim up this tree, which I did. However, me and Chop Robinson, sore arms right now, dude. Got to be careful, because if you chop it in the wrong direction, it'll land right on your head. What's your tree chopping tool of choice? You go machete? You go axe? Sawzall?
I go Mexican.
What?
That's a -1.
Take it easy, man.
That's wrong.
Oh, wait. I call my yard guy and have him do it. He's Mexican.
-1.
I think you should have
But
just said it like
you
that.
should have said it like that, not the way you did.
Too much.
Jeez.
I'm just saying. My lawn guy is Mexican. Guess who I call?
Damage is done.
No, it's not.
It is.
Are you assuming his ethnicity?
I call him OR.
What if you were in a spot where you could get no help? What would you go with?
Free labor.
Okay, so you go with Phins.
Yeah. I'm not climbing up no tree.
What about if you could get it from a reach?
With the thing with the stick way up there?
Yeah.
Tried it. It was more of a headache
You're not very much a handyman around the house.
No, I am. I'm just very
You stick to indoors?
No, how would I put it? No, I do a lot of stuff outside. I don't like wasting time doing stuff.
All right. Crazy. Marlins, you think they get it back tonight with Yuri on the hill?
I hope so. Because, I mean, they've been giving up a boatload of runs.
And not scoring money.
Yeah.
That bullpen seems like that bullpen's been rough lately, though, dude.
And here's the thing is with this stretch of baseball, when the hell are they going to get some rest?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, they had a day off on Monday. It didn't really help.
They need more day. They're playing what? 10 games in 9 days?
Yeah, it's a sport. They play every day, dude.
But not 2 in 1 day.
Well, they had to make up for it. Stupid Braves. Get a roof. The Marlins did. Atlanta's just sitting here.
I think the Browns are building a indoor stadium, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
They're building like a whole football world.
Yep.
Crazy.
And it's right where the convention center used to be, which is right by the airport.
Heriberto Hernandez 6-1 to hit a home run tonight.
No.
Why? Don't tell me no. Why are you always trying to deter my baseball gambling, dude?
I'm trying to get you to save your $5 for anytime Julian Hill touchdown when I have to yell at you again.
Oh, then I need somebody else to go to. Karen says, what's harder, Ponfron or octopus on your head? Depends how much water's in it, dude.
How much water's in an octopus? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, the Ponfron.
Don't they collect water so they can?
That's why it's so heavy. It's like a giant cactus falling on your head. Like if you ever cut into a palm, right where it is, it'll be like a fountain opening up.
No, it's not.
Dude, I just spent my day chopping these things yesterday. What are you telling me? No, it's not.
Right after rain.
You know what, dude? I'm going to go home today. I'm going to show you. I'm going to film it for you. It's not going to be AI. And you're going to apologize to me because what do you think is in palm trees that makes them so heavy? Magic? Because you've been in the mood with the octopus takes and the shark takes and the ramen takes and now the palm takes. And I don't really know what the deal is with you.
I think it all started when you mentioned Aaron Rodgers yesterday.
Perhaps.
He brought him up again today, so.
Can I put you in a better mood?
Sure.
So I have all these new buttons, and I've been working on a new one just for football because we got football voice guy, and I like to just make football voice guy say things. And so I have now put this together. And would you like to hear it?
Sure.
This will get you fired up, Doll fans.
Storm. Duck. Quack, quack, quack.
Dude, you're embarrassing a professional. This dude is a professional, and you literally have him.
You have him quacking?
You have him quacking.
What?
That has to be a -1 for, first of all, getting a professional to go quack, quack, quack. Really?
I can't tell if I want to give you a +1 or a -1.
It's definitely a -1. It's a -1 for making somebody else.
It's so
not only did he quack once, he quacked.
Storm. Duck. Quack, quack, quack.
Did he laugh after this? Because some of the stuff you said.
Is there an edit? Is there?
He was very aggravated.
Yes, I bet he was.
Oh
They
man,
got me quacking. That's crazy.
Does it get you fired up for Storm Duck, though?
I don't think anybody ever coming up to me going quack has ever got me fired up.
You don't think when Storm Duck gets his first pick six that the crowd's going to be quacking?
I kind
It'd
of
be cool,
want to have
but
like a video edit.
also be ridiculous.
Imagine he gets that. He gets that pick.
This
He
is
gets
not
to
the
end.
Mighty Ducks, dude.
No, but he's got the name. And you play this in the Garfinkel. You want to play this after he gets an interception?
Storm. Duck. Quack, quack, quack.
I love the last one, how he's like quack.
Yeah, like
how's that sounding on FM, huh? That's good.
Clear.
Clear, dude.
Goodness.
Nice and crispy.
Crisp. Quack, quack, quack.
That's crazy.
Kevin Wood just goes, too much.
Right. That was the equivalent to make me a balloon. Make me a bicycle clown.
No, for real.
Why, you think he's going to cancel our deal for Game Day Uncensored? He's just like, I don't want this. I don't want this gig anymore. It's too much. They have me say too many stupid things all the time.
He hates to see your name on his email for sure.
He's like, oh, it's August. It's football
Not
season
him again.
Tobin's gonna make me quack like a duck.
He liked it. Come on.
Storm. Duck. Quack, quack, quack.
Can I just say this? A real duck does not make that noise.
What do you mean?
Quack, quack, quack.
No, I know, but this is for the Storm Duck fans, you know? Get them real fired up.
Dude, you ruined everything.
Nothing like a quack to get you fired up.
Goosies.
Oh.
So there's no bloopers.
Goosies. Goosies. Goosey. No, that's stupid. That's stupid. Yes, puberty hit in the middle of that word. It's
See, he's made up for it now.
He probably thought that was his low.
Mhm.
And then once you made him quack, he's
Yeah.
like, I'm just kidding.
Yep.
This is my low.
Storm. Duck. Quack, quack, quack.
That's our show for today, everybody. We'll talk to you rascals tomorrow.
I got a tight ass. That's what he said. You want some of this? I don't see nobody walk around their house and say, look at my pretty cat.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.